Things are going very, very dramatically south for Trump with the American public in truly overwhelming numbers and over the widest possible breadth of issues. And, you know, correlation is not causation, but that is happening at the same time that things are going south for Trump in terms of him just being stopped when he's trying to do stuff.
That was his exact quote. Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. As usual, it's rambling. But he essentially was trying to say that they admitted, they said they pled guilty. And I said, well, if they pled guilty, they badly hurt a person, killed a person ultimately. And if they pled guilty, then they pled we're not guilty. And this is why Trump was trying to get it dismissed. One of the arguments that Trump made to the court was that what he said was substantially true.
Trump just found out that substantially true isn't the same as actually true in a courtroom, and his face probably looks like a constipated tomato right now. The judge in his Central Park 5 defamation case just shut down his defense faster than Trump shuts down a salad bar. Remember when Trump insisted these 5 innocent men were guilty even after their DNA exoneration? Well, now he might have to pay them millions, just like he did with E. Jean Carroll. Turns out karma doesn't care about your golden toilet or your spray tan, folks. Trump just learned that being kinda truthful in court is like being kinda pregnant. It's not a thing that exists. Our orange ex-president thought he could waltz into court with his usual close enough approach to facts, but judges apparently prefer this little thing called reality. Who knew? During his 2016 presidential campaign, Trump couldn't stop running his mouth about the Central Park 5. With his signature finger wagging on national television, he boldly proclaimed they admitted they were guilty. Classic Trump. Confident, loud, and completely wrong. The 5 men, Kevin Richardson, Antron McCray, Yusuf Salaam, Raymond Santana, and Corey Wise, had already been fully exonerated by 2002, when the actual perpetrator, Matias Reyes, confessed and his DNA matched the evidence. But why let pesky little things like DNA evidence and court records get in the way of a good rant?
Trump has been blocked by 2 more judges, one in Colorado, one in New York, both prohibiting him from using the Alien Enemies Act from the 1700s to try to disappear any more people without giving them the opportunity to contest what he's calling them and what he's doing to them.
All too often, it seems that Trump gets away with the lies that he says, but not this time. They admitted, they said they pled guilty, and I said, well, if they pled guilty, they badly hurt a person, killed a person ultimately, and if they pled guilty, then they pled we're not guilty. That and a defamation lawsuit brought by Dominion against pro-Trump news network Newsmax.
Trump's stubborn refusal to accept their innocence wasn't just annoying. It reopened wounds for men who'd already lost years of their lives behind bars. Imagine spending your youth in prison for something you didn't do, finally getting exonerated, and then having a presidential candidate tell millions of viewers you're still guilty. That's not just being a jerk. That's inflicting real psychological harm on people who've already suffered enough. When the Central Park 5 filed their defamation lawsuit, Trump's legal team tried a defense strategy that would make even a first-year law student cringe. They argued his statements were substantially true. Yes, you heard that right. Not actually true, just kinda sorta in the neighborhood of truth. Like saying your homework is substantially complete when you've only written your name on it.
That was his exact quote. Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. As usual, it's rambling. But he essentially was trying to say, and this is why Trump was trying to get it dismissed. One of the arguments that Trump made to the court was that what he said was substantially true. A federal judge has just ruled that a defamation lawsuit brought against Trump can continue. That was his exact quote. Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. As usual, it's rambling. But he essentially was trying to say that the 5 men that are known as the Central Park 5 have been through a lot. As we know, they confessed under duress.
The judge wasn't buying what Trump's lawyers were selling. With the judicial equivalent of an eye roll, the judge clarified that in defamation law, statements need to be actually true, not just true-ish. It's almost like there's a reason we make witnesses swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth instead of whatever version of events I feel like sharing today. The judge's smackdown emphasize that factual accuracy matters when you're talking about real people with real lives, something Trump seems perpetually unable to grasp. But wait, Trump's legal team wasn't done embarrassing themselves. When their first argument flopped, they tried an even more ridiculous claim that Trump's comments during a nationally televised presidential debate weren't matters of public concern. Yes, apparently when a man seeking the most powerful position in the world speaks to millions of viewers, we should all just consider it casual chit-chat like he's mumbling about the weather at a bus stop. The judge called this what it was, a revolutionary concept that what potential presidents say actually matters. Revolutionary indeed.
Despite the fact of evidence to the contrary. So those men filed in Pennsylvania in federal court a defamation lawsuit. As we know, defamation requires them to prove that there was a false statement of fact. They committed those crimes, that they said that they committed those crimes. And this is why Trump was trying to get it dismissed. One of the arguments that Trump made to the court was that what he said was substantially true. All too often, it seems that Trump gets away with the lies that he says, but not this time. They admitted, they said they pled guilty, and I said, well, if they pled guilty, they badly hurt a person, killed a person ultimately, and if they pled guilty, then they pled we're not guilty. That and a defamation lawsuit brought by Dominion against pro-Trump news network Newsmax.
This defamation case isn't happening in isolation. Legal experts are already comparing it to the E. Jean Carroll judgment that recently hit Trump's wallet for a cool $83.3 million. But here's the kicker. The Central Park 5 case could potentially cost him even more. Why? Because 5 people were harmed by his statements, not just one. That's simple math even Trump should understand. 5 times the victims could mean 5 times the damages. The judge's ruling validates these 5 men's right to pursue justice, allowing their case to proceed to trial. After decades of being wrongfully labeled as criminals by Trump, they might finally see some measure of accountability. And let's be honest, watching Trump's bank account shrink might be the only language he truly understands. Trump's pattern of paying for his words is becoming a bit of a theme lately. While he's been losing defamation cases left and right, there's a beautiful irony in the fact that he recently won $15 million from ABC News in his own defamation suit. The man who can't stop defaming others is collecting checks when he thinks someone defamed him. It's like a pyromaniac suing someone for lighting a match too close to his house. You know what truly makes this ruling so satisfying? It's not just that Trump could lose another fortune in court. It's that his biggest enemy has always been his own mouth. The man just can't stop himself from attacking innocent people, then acts shocked when there are consequences. For these 5 men, this isn't about padding their bank accounts. It's about finally getting validation in the court of public opinion after decades of Trump's harmful rhetoric. The judge's ruling delivers something money can't buy. It confirms that truth still matters, even when a former president tries to rewrite it. Karma, as it turns out, doesn't care about your status or wealth.